What's going on, guys? T2RX6 here, back for another Transformers review, and today we're taking a look at two very beautiful looking figures, and that's the Million Publishing exclusive Stepper and Artfire. I've wanted these two guys for quite a while now and only recently acquired them, and man, I'm so glad I have them now. As you can see, Stepper is just a repaint of the RTS Jazz mold, and man, he looks really good with the really shiny metallics on his paint. Everything is well painted. You even got the back window and tail lights. It just looks really good. The gold rims look real nice. He does come with the standard fair Jazz speakers, and they're also painted a little bit so they're not so plain. I just put them back in the box because I don't really care about them. And you do have the gun and stuff still. Now these guys are in G1 Targetmasters. So with Stepper, you've got Ricochet here, and we'll just kind of take a look at him. And you can see nothing major. It's the same minicon that came, or Targetmaster that came with Cyclonus, I should say. And to transform him, super easy. You just kind of fold him at the waist section here, fold his feet on around so they're folded up, fold these down, fold this barrel all the way forward, and just kind of position the hand someplace that you like. If you want, you can turn him up at the elbow too. It's really your call what you do with his hands there. And you get the nice little Targetmaster gun. Unfortunately, there is no place that that's going to peg in, as far as I can see, on Stepper here. So yeah, he's just kind of left out in this mode. Let's just focus on Artfire now here. Artfire again being a redo of the Inferno / grapple mold. It actually combines pieces of both. You've got the boom from grapple, and actually if you look at his hands when we get to the robot mode, you'll see that it's actually using the same hands that Inferno used, so it's kind of mixing and matching. Very nice deco on it. I really don't feel it does it justice in the pictures. In person it looks really nice. The red is much more of a bright red than the more maroon of Inferno there. The front of the cab really makes me want to see a nice Ultra Magnus out of this mold. Looks pretty good. So yeah, I really like how the colors work on this guy. Of course you have the extending boom if you want. Now I've got an extra piece here, so mine's going to transform just a slight bit different. I picked this up from Megamoonman on TFW for a couple bucks, and what it does is it makes it basically another adapter for this, so you don't have to leave it on his arm. And I thought this would be especially useful for Artfire, who has two minicons, or Targetmasters I should say. So what you get here, if I have the order right, this should be Nightstick, and this one should be Spark, or Sparks. This is the PCC pinpointer, and once again the Cyclonus mold. Now unlike Stepper, there is actually a way to get him to deal with these guys in their robot or gun modes. So basically, let's transform this guy again. Same exact way. Fold everything up. And then what you do is you take this and you kind of fit the peg hole through the crane hook right there. Then you come back here to our pinpointer / Sparks. We'll turn him into his gun mode here. Arms go behind the legs, and then the legs kind of fold up and in like this. And we'll do that again. Flip it, fold it in, and it's an okay gun mode, I guess. Nothing too fancy. And basically you utilize his chest hole here, what would be his minicon hole. And you just kind of plug it in and you get this monstrosity hanging off the crane boom. But at least you can make use of the weapons in vehicle mode if you so choose. So transforming these guys, let's start with Artfire since he's right here. Very simple. It's just your Inferno mode. We're going to take these and fold his tires on in first. Then we're going to take these pieces here and just kind of separate them like so. And once you have it free of the front of the truck, don't make a liar out of me. There we go. That's gonna fold up like that. And we're gonna take this piece here and fold this on in, so it goes inside, and fold this onto the top, like so. Come back around the other side, disconnect everything. I don't know why I have so much trouble getting it off the top there, but for some reason I do. So I'll do that again, fold the front in, fold the top up. Now we'll unpeg all this stuff here. That's his arms, and that'll free that up. We can take them and we'll just kind of bring them around to the front here for now. Leave these pieces out of the way. Now take his waist here and rotate it on forward. Those tires should go into the little slots there. Bring down the front bumper of the fire truck there. Let me raise this. Rotate his legs on around so you have the knees facing forward. Drop his toes like so. Now we're going to come up to the back pieces here. So the first thing to do is going to be to push the light right here, which will make everything flip up. And then we're just going to take this and collapse it upon itself, and you can now see this extra piece I've got going on here to change the look of this. And then with his arms forward, we'll just kind of put everything down in front of him for now. I personally like to put these pads behind his shoulders. You can kind of put them however you want. I think officially they go to the side, but I prefer them from the back, and then I actually give his crane a little tilted look there. And we'll come to his arm panels here, fold these on up, and then flip them around to expose his fists a little bit more. Flip it in, flip it up, and there you go. We've got Artfire now in his robot mode, and he's looking pretty good here. I don't know if the mold is getting a little weak with age, but a lot of his joints kind of move a bit freely, so he can end up being a little bit floppy when you're trying to work with him, but it's not too horrible. Once he's standing, he's fine, and he looks pretty good. I like the extra piece on the back. Normally, like I said, it would be attached to his wrist there, which just kind of looks a little bit strange and keeps him from looking supernatural. You can of course give him his Targetmasters, and he looks pretty good, darn good wielding them. You take the power core guy and you plug it in by the minicom port here, like so, which doesn't make the most secure gun in his hand. Chances are you're probably gonna have to end up adjusting it to make it look right, but hey, it still works too. And so now we've got Artfire ready to go with his two Targetmaster buddies. So let's just put him to the side here, and let's get on to Stepper. We'll start by removing the jazz gun here, transform it, fold it out, and then we open these doors here and kind of loosen his legs off this back piece here. And once they're all free, basically everything's going to start coming together here. We'll separate these out, flip his toes up like so, rotate the whole assembly around till you have that, and then just kind of fit his foot in place. And if your heel spur didn't come when you flip the foot around, just do it yourself. It's not that hard. So flip it up, heel spur, and it should look like that. Now when we come to the top, take his arms, free them like this, and then separate them so you open the hole in the top of the hood here, and then rotate this down, and you'll see the head pops up as you rotate it down. And then we just gotta clean them up a little bit here, And Stepper is also done, except for his foot that is not cooperating with me. And you can see that Stepper just has a white jazz head, just like it's supposed to be, but the yellow light piping actually does look really good on this guy. I have to admit, light hits it the right way and it really ends up showing pretty nicely. Still the deco carries over. Inferno has the, Artfire has the Inferno head, is what I meant to say. A little bit of extra paint here and blue light piping, but it's kind of hard to get the blue light piping to show. And of course, as we would expect, Stepper certainly can hold his Targetmaster like so, and he looks good doing it. And if you want, you can give him the jazz gun too. Yeah, so this is Stepper and Artfire. There's really not a whole bunch more to say about them. Articulation is well documented on both of these toys. I don't think I need to go over too much. Ball jointed head, ball joints on the shoulders. You still do have that problem where this doesn't really clip down, which bothers some people. Bicep swivel, a double jointed elbow, wrist swivel, waist, thigh swivel, knee. Yeah, all the joints you really want out of a modern deluxe figure. Really nothing to complain about there. In terms of Inferno or Artfire, the older mold, you don't really get too much range of motion out of the head. Most of it is just because that plate swivels, so it's mostly left and right. Shoulder rotation with an in and out, a bicep swivel, elbow. You can move his wrists here. No real waist joint here. But you do have the upper thigh swivels, I guess you would call them, so you can get some better stances. The knee is a good standard knee, and that's about it. So, yeah, pretty good. If you like the Inferno mold, then certainly Artfire is a pretty good one to get. I think he's actually more available than Stepper, but just slightly more expensive. But the set of two of them just looks really sharp together on a shelf, and I'm certainly glad I picked this up. So this is T2RX6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll see you next week.